I believe we have Hull Uncovered Paranormal up next. We'll finally resolve the technical issue. Here we go. Right.
Oh no, we'll take 10.
Oi, guys. All right. Yeah, we've had to change a lot. Obviously, because I can't get it on the screen, so there's a lot we wanted to show and we couldn't show. So if anybody wants to come and see what we've got, we've already said on that. But yeah, my name is Helen. I run Hull Uncovered Paranormal. I've been doing this for just under 5 years now. We are based in Hull, and we do go a lot around Hull and the outskirts of Hull. I don't know if you know the history of Hull, but there's a lot of history of Hull. You can't just go into an investigation without sometimes finding the history. Some of the history we get is brilliant. So I've got Debbie, Terry's bottled it. These two ladies know a lot of history. I mean, I don't know if any guys, Mike Covell. Covell.
No, it's Covell.
Well, these ladies have been with him, and obviously they've learnt a lot from that guy. The history of Hull. One of the cemeteries we go in, I'd say it's one of the most scariest cemeteries in Hull. The Skullcourt Cemetery and Eyre Street Cemetery.
It's on one street.
Yeah, it's Bankside. They've got 3 cemeteries, and they go back a very long time. But we've got a lot of evidence. But unfortunately, I can't show you some of the evidence. But I will try. So Debbie is just going to give a talk about this cemetery and what happened when we did and what we did.
I have to follow them too.
So I'm going to hand you over to Deb. She's going to talk a bit about the cemetery first before I show you some slideshows.
Well, I've wrote mine down because I'm not used to speaking in front of people or the cameras. I am shy.
It's just to speak to dead people, that's why.
So I've wrote down. Sorry, everybody. I might stutter. Right, I'm here today to talk about Skullcourt and Eyre Street Cemetery, which are basically on the same street. Skullcourt was a village dating back to the 13th century. It's called Skullcourt because of a man who decided to set up home there. His last name was Scully, so he called it Skullcourt, meaning court means home or homestead or cottages. It's a very poor area. It was a very poor area, still is really. Had lots of workhouses for the unfortunate families who had no jobs, but their families were split up into different workhouses and could only visit each other a couple of days a week. Hundreds of them died due to ill health, disease, not enough food. They all got buried in a mass grave with only a number on a very small gravestone. Lots of people in the grave. One lady who was at the workhouse, her name is Agnes Cullen Hutton. Yeah, Hutton. Lived in one workhouse and her children lived in another. For some unknown reason, went to see one of the children on a night and strangled her with a red handkerchief she always had with her. Everyone knew it was her because of the handkerchief. Apparently she was known for her violence, but no one knows why she killed her child or what happened to her. The story was found in the Old Daily Mail, so you can read that up if you want to. Right, got sidetracked. Yeah. Agnes and her child is probably buried in Skullcourt churchyard with the other people who had died there in an unmarked grave. Our team has investigated Skullcourt many times and came up with lots of names through the necro and the Alice box. One of the last times we were there, Helen was touched on her arm, and before that, Sarah's hoodie got pulled. Voices of little girls kept coming through the necro saying, "The bad man," sweets, chocolate, even the word Ray. But opposite the churchyard is still an old building of the school, which many of the girls would have went to. They also probably hung around in the churchyard. Also, just around the corner was a sweet factory called Needlers. It's not there now. It was pulled down in 2002 for new homes. But what was coming through on the necro, all of us had a picture of what was happening to some of the girls from the school and the workhouses. The things the necro was saying told us a story of girls being bribed with sweets and chocolates. Off the men who worked there. I had headphones on doing the Estes method when these words were coming through. At one point, as clear as the day, a little girl's voice came through and said to me, "Hello, miss." I felt like she was stood there right in front of me. It made me cry, which it did. I just stood there, and as I said, I heard the voice, "Hello, miss." It was like she was stood there, and it just made me cry. It made me cry. If you go on our page, you can find all this being said to me. It's a really old cemetery, but if you ever get the chance to do it, please let us know your findings. Thank you for listening to us from Uncovered Paranormal.
So yeah, basically that was one of the graveyards. But we have been, I know people don't like people going to graveyards, but we get more evidence going out, freezing our tits off in these graveyards than we do paying £300 or £400 for a venue. So a lot of these outdoor places have got more history and more activity, I think, personally. But I'm going to start with I don't know what's going to come up because it's all just gone tits up. But we'll start with the first one. Right, so this was at Lord Lamb. This was taken on a night vision camera. As you can see, what looks like either a young boy or a man. This is at the Lord Lamb. We did try and debunk it to make sure because there's a lot of pictures there. Yeah, we do like try and reenact it. So that obviously does look like a young boy. So the next one, please.
Yeah, that's the one where my necklace got pulled.
So if you can see that. I was doing a charity at the cemetery she's just been talking about. I did a charity event there. I was on my own, and what looks like a man stood there. You can see his arms, his shoulders, what looks like he's got a hat on, stood watching me by myself.
Also, it looks like he's got a white collar.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, I mean, unexplainable, really. Next one, please. That's a bit blurry, but you can see it. I'll point it out. So you can see his nose here, and his mouth and his two eyes there, and his either shoulders here. That was taken at Fort Paul Tower at Fort Paul. It's a big tower. It's known for a cow climbing up the tower and jumping out the window. That's what it's known for. The tower is still standing, but it's actually, you're not allowed on there. We sneaked on there, got caught. He let us stay because he thought we were just young kids messing about. But yeah, it is a private land. But like we do, we always sneak on places because that's part of being a paranormal investigator. You just sneak in. Next, please. This one was the same cemetery this Air Street was talking about, Bankside Cemetery. I don't know if you can see this, but that looks demonic to me. Again, it was when I was on my own. Two little horns, nose, and what looks like a fang, and like a body here. I mean, is it a tree? Is it, I don't know. And it was taken with a red flashlight camera. And somebody changed the colour for me, and that's what you can see. It doesn't look very nice. But again, we're not 100% if it is paranormal, but it doesn't look nice. Next. This was at same cemetery. You can see what looks like a lady here. You can see her hair here. She's holding something. Is it a baby? She's got her body is here. So you can just see like two people there. Again, same cemetery.
Different times.
Different times, yeah, not all the same times. Next, please. This was a bit hard to see, but again, this was taken at the old Hull maternity ground. I will point it out because that's what I like to do. You can see a head here, shoulders, a body here, and you can just make out two legs. It's like she's walking away from us. That was at the old Hull maternity ground, which is still there. Again, you've got to sneak in because it is all caged off. But if you can get in there, there's a lot of activity that goes on in there. But yes, next one, please. This is one of our best ones. This is the first one we ever got. This was taken on a night vision camera by Sarah. We was live at the time. We tried to debunk this. We tried to get Lizzie standing there. We tried everything. We was live at the time. And this was at the little Switzerland under the Humber Bridge. So it does, to me, either look like a Trinity boy. You can see what his arm, possibly flowers. See his head there, maybe a hat. You know, that picture was actually stolen by another team and tried to take it off with their own. So I have started watermarking your pictures. So if you watermark your pictures, you know.
Yeah, sorry about that, by the way.
But yeah, that was basically one of our first pictures, and it did go quite well. Next, please. I don't know if it's video next. Just pause it a sec. So basically, this is at the same cemeteries that I was talking about. I asked the spirit to touch the devices. Yes, I know people don't like necro, and it's a load of this, that, the other, but this response and his accent as well was amazing. So I thought, if you'd like to play it, please. It's muted. Can't hear it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is muted. Thanks for that.
You might need to start again.
Yeah, I'll start again.
Oh, thanks. Can't hear it.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
No,
Can't hear it.
Hear it.
Yeah.
no, that was their voice talking. Can you?
Let's see if we can do that again.
You can hear it.
Anyway, it did say in a really posh voice, that's not where the mic's not working.
No, I don't.
And I don't want to.
I don't want to.
In a very, like, it wasn't even a Hull accent, it was quite a posh voice actually. But yeah, that's the same cemetery. And that same day, the big there, it sort of like got pulled down. Now if it had fall down, it would fall. This went down very slowly, like it was being dragged down. So I did have a recording on that, but obviously yeah, that one back. Next one, please, if you can hear it.
Okie dokie.
Who's this? Pause that for us. So basically, this was at the old White Hart. I'd gone round with my camera asking the names of these pictures. It stopped on that one, and it said a name. We went back to the Old White Hart last week, and it came out with exactly the same name, but it was a lady that said it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I haven't brought that recording with me, unfortunately. But if you'd like to listen to this bit, start again.
Start again. Okay.
Who's this?
Now again, that came out the Necro device. So I mean, is Necro 100% certain? I don't know how it works. But to come out with a name when I asked for a name and give me Nigel 2 years apart, and then give me Nigel again last week, you know, what can I say? Next, please.
Right, Spirit, the lady has...
So basically, this was the very first house we went to. We did a lone house. Her son, Dominic, that passed away a couple of years ago before we did this. But she knew he was still around. We was communicating with Dominic. I asked a few questions with Dominic. Just listen to this response.
Right, Spirit, the lady asked you to leave the other day. She wanted you to go. Why won't you go? What connection do you have?
Ask her to talk to me. Yeah, that was his mum downstairs, and she was terrified that he was there. I mean, I do have another one. I don't know if I put them both on. I'm not sure.
Who was that, your ear? I'm not here to scare you away.
So purely Dominic, Helen wants you. Helen's my name. Obviously, I've done the investigation. I'm trying to communicate with Dominic, and for some reason, a woman's come through and told Dominic I'm trying to speak to him. Again, through the Necro, using a Bluetooth device. I don't just use the Necro on its own, because I don't think you're getting a connection through that. Using a Bluetooth device, obviously, you get more of a radio wave. But again, I don't know. Next clip, please. Oh, let's skip that one. That one's meant to be on there. Let's go to the next.
I hear you, come forward.
Close that one for me, please. Right, so this one, private house investigation. The guy, I can't go into detail because it was a prison thing, but something happened to a guy called Nathan, and he knew Nathan was following him about. We tried all night to communicate with Nathan, and this is the response we got.
Move this device, please. Nathan, are you?
Oh my God!
Nathan, hi.
Can't just say this is Nathan?
Hi, Nathan. Just me.
It's
yeah.
me.
Nathan.
And that's that one, I think. I don't know if there's another one. But yeah, pause that one. So yeah, Nathan, I mean, is it on my voice? So for a young lad called Nathan to come through, it just proved it put icing on the cake for the family as well, to know that it was there and there wasn't going mad, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, the guy has left the house now, so I can't keep in contact with him. But did his house a few times, and the pendulum, I do pendulum, and it was going crazy in that house. But so this next clip, I mean, you lot won't know Brandon. I do, and Brandon is not. It is a good place to live, but there's been a lot of murders, suicide. This place where we went to, those murders and suicide. We found out a couple of weeks ago by some guy fishing that a lady was killed a long time ago in this area. She was murdered by a man, obviously a man, not obviously, but a man. I haven't put all the clips on. Some of the stuff that came through again on the Necro, I don't know, it all clicked in with the murder. So, yeah, just play that one for us, please. I don't know if I put on my own.
Are you a coward? You hiding from us? Evil bastard.
So it's basically she was saying evil bastard to what happened to her through this guy. I don't know if I've put them all on, but there was a few on there. There's a knife through the Necro. I don't know if I put just flip it on. I don't know if it's might have been the last one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the last one.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, we've got quite. They're all on my. If anybody wants to put them up on my tablet, feel free. But that place, it was awful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was awful. I mean, I recommend it for you all to go. But that's where you want to get all your paranormal stuff. But it's on Branzo in Hull. It's called the Noddle Hill Nature Reserve. There's been murders there. There was actually one lady a long time ago. She was murdered in the houses opposite. Some man decided to chop her up into bits and scatter her all over Hull. So her head was actually found at the back of where we investigated. But there was a lot to that, a lot more that came out.
And that's not just easy, that is in the papers.
In the pit, yeah. But yeah, that's part of our investigation. Any questions?
I'm ready to go through.
We scared you all.
Yes.
Have you ever had any incidents whilst investigating graveyards?
Incidents
As in, like, anyone not very happy that you've been there?
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
We only do the
We
old
have.
graveyards, though. We don't go to modern day. We don't go to modern day one. Like that school course one, it's from 1320s, I think it's from. 1320s.
I'll tell you what me and Lizzie did this year, right? We're going to the Heading Road Cemetery. The gates are locked. Got to climb over the wall. So anyway, we goes round, gets all our stuff out for our investigation. This dog comes running up. Lizzie, there's a dog. So we goes running, don't we? It gets started. And we stood there for 20 minutes with lab on, like, do we go out? So I sent her out. And she went, Ella, the dog! Lizzie, get back! So I went back where we was. Anyway, whoever it was knew we'd gone in there, but they couldn't find us. We've got added. So anyway, that's things like this. It's not just obviously ghost hunting. You've got to deal with general public that don't allow us to do this stuff. So it's just how it is. And we're all in it for the same thing. I mean, we're not going to fake anything, so faking ourselves as well as people that are watching. So that's all. Thank you very much for watching and. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Oh wow, some great captures there. So